Hello, dog lovers. My name is Saro. I'm a dog trainer. I also coach dog owners. Welcome to another live session. Hope you're doing well. And if you're celebrating Thanksgivings, happy Thanksgivings in Canada, at least. Uh, if you're new to the channel, this channel is dedicated to training dogs without the use of treats, food, aversive tools, force, or domination. Instead, we use a training system which is using play and praise to reward dogs. And to learn that, I've created this channel, and you can learn a lot about this method and this system, and also benefits of using play and praise as a reward system, and also negative effects and side effects of training dogs with treats. Recently, I posted a survey in my on my channel. Let me see if I can bring that survey to kind of show you what I mean. Where is it? Give me a minute. Okay, there we go. Um, so I asked viewers or the community members of the channel, how do you feel when you use treats to train dogs? Um, and about 54% of you have said that you don't mind using treats. 24% of you have told me that you're looking for a method that doesn't use treats to train dogs. 9% uh, have said, I don't like using treats to train dogs. 8% have said that it doesn't feel good using treats to train dogs, and 6% have said that treat training is a scientifically approved dog training method. It's interesting to look at this um, survey and actually diagnose it a little bit and talk about it. And meanwhile, if you have any questions, feel free to ask those questions in the chat area. Type in your questions, where you're calling from, you're watching this video, live video from, and your question, your dog's preferably name as well, sex and age would be great information, the breed as well. These would be great information, specifically if I'm trying to figure out a solution for any behavior or something that is happening with your dog. So let's talk about the survey. So it's interesting that 54% of the people they don't mind using treats to train dogs, and even though they are a member, a viewer or a member of the channel, and they're using, they're getting educated about and not using treats to train dogs, they still don't mind it. And it's interesting to understand the fact that the negative effects or negative side effects of training dogs with treats is it's something that I would say it's serious. It's not something that it just little causes a little bit of damage or causes a little bit of issue in your dog. It causes a lot of issues. One of the things that I have to keep reminding people is that uh, when you go outside, when you go for a walk with your dog in your neighborhood or in dog park or wherever you go for walking or going out with your dog, and if you come across 10 dogs, 9 out of 10 of those dogs, they are reactive. They are having issues, behavioral issues, and maybe your dog has the same issues too. And the owners all the, hmm? Oh, and yes, the those dog owners, they also avoid other dogs. And the thing is that all of those dogs and dog owners have used treat training to train dogs. And I just want you to see the commonality of why is it that everybody's having behavioral issues with their dog. And it's not only because they don't train dogs. Yeah, there are people who don't even bother with training dogs, but those who train, they also use treats to train dogs. And you can see, you can see the problems and the issues that it causes to have when we're dealing with dogs. Dog training with treats not only causes health issues, it causes behavioral issues. And in one of my upcoming videos, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. But in general, you have to be a professional dog trainer, professional person who has studied dogs and dog psychology and has spent a long time learning about dogs, and they're experts. Those also are the people who can use treats to train dogs. They have a better chance of training their dogs. Most dog trainers who are use treats to train dogs, and they train their own dogs, they have good dogs. Most of them. I've come across a few dog trainers that they don't have great dogs either, even though they've been using treats. But most dog trainers, even if you watch different channels on YouTube, you will see that there are dog trainers who have great dogs of their own, because they have studied dogs, they have studied how to train dogs, they understand dog psychology and all that, and yet they will have some difficulty training dogs with treats as well. And just imagine you as an average Joe or Jane who's just hasn't studied dogs at all, and you just have a dog, you will have hard time training your dog as well using treats, because it's not easy. One of the problems that I personally went through when I was learning about dog training in the beginning, beside the fact that my dog Jonah, let me see if I can point, my dog Jonah, my first beagle, he wasn't food motivated, treat motivated at all. One of the beside that he wasn't food motivated, I had to learn when to give treats to the dog. That when was the right second moment that I should treat and reward the dog. It was very precise. You had to be very aware of what you were doing. You had to be aware of when you were rewarding the dog and all that. It was very difficult for me to understand, and I would look around at the other students in the class as well, and I would see that they're having the same issue too. Nobody would use the treat at the right time. There was always a issue at rewarding the dog at the right time, and that is a problem. And if you don't see that as a major problem, I think you have to consider looking at your dog training knowledge a little bit deeper to understand why is it that your dog is behaving this way, why is it that your dog is not listening to you, why is it your dog reactive. And all these things comes down mainly because you're using the wrong dog training method. And the wrong training dog training method is not that I'm saying dog training using treats is horrible, is wrong, but you have to be a scientist in order to use it. There are easier ways, there are better ways to train dogs and reward dogs. And I believe that the first thing that any dog owner should know is that treats is not the only or the best reward for dogs. The best reward for dogs is something that I'm going to um, reveal in my next video, which is coming out on Tuesday. I hope you will watch it and you will learn exactly what is the best reward for your dog. And after watching that video, I hope you will have a a broader view of what dog training is and how dog training should be. And back to the survey, uh, there was about 24%, yeah, 24% that they said I'm looking for a method that doesn't use treats to train dogs. And if you are one of those, you're in the right channel. You can go ahead and watch tons of my videos to learn how to get started in training your dog without the use of treats. And there was other one that stood out for me was the 8% that it doesn't feel good using treats to train dogs. If you are one of those people as well who doesn't feel good, you know deep down inside that this is not right. I shouldn't be feeding my dog. I shouldn't be giving treat to my dog. If you are one of those, then I highly suggest you to take action now and change that mindset. Just to let you know that I have a program that is ideal for dog owners who are looking for to train their dogs without the use of treats, food, aversive tools, force, or domination. It is called Perfect Dog Plan. You get lifetime support and weekly online coaching and Q&A and support. Um, and it's a very unique method of dog training. It's the latest way of training dogs without the use of treats, obviously, but the the latest format and method of training you. Dog owners are responsible for training their dogs, and therefore I have to train you before you start training your dog. So 60 to 90% of dog training, I would say, is dog owner training, and the rest is dog training. So if you are one of those who wants to join the program and see if this is the right way of learning and understanding dogs, I simply encourage you to visit the website sarodogtraining.com, which the link is in the description. It will take you to the page, right this page. There is a button here that you can book a free call to talk to me one-on-one and see if I'm the right coach for you. And I will also find out if this is the right program for you. It's a free call. If I find out that you're the right person and it's the ideal program for you, I will be inviting you to the program. And if I see that this is not the right program for you, that's it. We don't go anywhere. You can just continue on learning about dogs from my channel or the website itself as well. So if you're interested, just check out the information in the description area. Um, we have the first question from Emelda. Our Parson Russell Terrier is very food motivated. Oh, we go. Here we go. When we try to use praise instead of treats, he looks confused. We use kibble instead of treats. He's 4.5 months old. First of all, let me clear out the notion and the fact that people say my dog is very food motivated. Dogs is not that they are food motivated. If you offer food to a dog, they will either say yes, this is great. I'm eating extra food. You're offering me food. That's great. Or they will say, what the hell are you doing? Why are you giving me food at this moment? I'm not interested in eating. So whether you have any dog, any breed, your dog is not that is food motivated. It's just food likes food. Everybody likes food. Every living thing likes food. Even though I have a Annie, for example, Annie is not very food motivated, but she loves food. She will eat whenever she's ready to eat. And whenever I offer her food, she will eat it. But it's not that she's looking for food all the time. But I have Harvey, who's semi-food motivated now because he's older. He's going through that period in his age stage of his life that he feels food is very, very, very important for him. So um, he's looking for food all the time. But it's not that food is everything. You know, they're yes, they are interested in food, but it's not food motivated. And that part let's understand first of all. And second of all, when you have a puppy who's, for example, 4.5 months old, puppies in general, I call them they're pure souls. They they haven't gotten used to the idea of what, first of all, who you are and what training is. And what happens is, as a dog owner, I'm sure the first thing that you thought about was using treats to train your dog, your puppy. And that's normal. That's what 99% of dog owners do. They use food or treat to start training. And that is the wrong way of building a connection with a dog. It confuses the dog, it ruins the relationship. The dog sees you as food food source, somebody who provides food only all the time. Especially most dog owners who don't know what they're supposed to do. Constantly they offer food to the dog, and that is the worst way of, as I said, to build a relationship or connection. And that is why whatever you're doing now is not working out, because your puppy is confused, right? You started the relationship on the wrong foot, right? And therefore your puppy is saying, here's what happens. So in my opinion, dogs, they will do anything for you for free. Anything you want your dog to do for free. The problem starts when you start confusing your dog and you offer treats to your puppy. When you start offering treats to a puppy says, "Oh, so am I supposed to get paid for this? What I'm supposed to do? I was gonna do it for free. Now you're offering treats or food, so I'm not gonna listen to you anymore unless you have food or treats." So therefore, your dog is saying, "You know what? I thought that's how it is." But understanding the fact that your puppy would have done anything that you were asking for it, would have done it for free without even treats, maybe just using a little bit of praise, a little bit of play, it would have done it. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you start the relationship on the wrong foot. So my tip for you would be, stop using treats completely. Use food or at the right time, when it's breakfast time, when it's lunchtime, when it's dinner time. Just feed when you're supposed to feed the dog. Other times, don't use treats to reward your dog. And one of the problems or one of the issues that most dog owners have is they want to get results right away. I'm going to have to reward you because I want you to stop doing this or doing that. So they start using treats, hoping to get results right away. Just don't have expectations at the moment. You have a 4.5 months old puppy. Your job is to raise this puppy. It's not to really train it. You're building a relationship. You're building a connection with your puppy. Building a connection or relationship with any living thing, any puppy, any dog, it takes time. It takes few months in order to say, you know what, this dog knows that I am the one. At the moment, you're not the one. And because you're not the one, you're forcing your puppy to respond to you and love you and listen to you with bribing and giving treats to the puppy. And that is the wrong way of starting any relationship. In human world, when we are dating, when we start dating, we take for example, me, I will take the girlfriend for dinner. That's bribing, right? But it's not that we are bribing. We are trying to learn about each other. Those activities allows us to learn about each other, to see if we match, if we bond or not. Uh, you can't use the same ideology of the same like bonding using treats. Bonding using treats is the wrong way of starting any relationship. I hope that makes sense. What's in a name is asking, could you suggest something for a beagle biting issue? My beagle is 3 months old. Uh, that's so cute that you have a beagle puppy 3 months old. I envy you. First of all, when it comes to biting, there are 2 or 3 things that I have to remind you. First of all, is that biting is a very natural, normal behavior for puppies. That they should do. That's because it's part of their instinct. They have to be biting, and they need to be biting with their own kind. One of the problems when we get a puppy is that we separate the puppy from its siblings and its family. So if your puppy was staying with its siblings, it would have been practicing biting on its siblings. But because it's separated from siblings and it's with you now, it's practicing with you. So it's a very normal behavior. It happens. So the solution number one would be to provide puppies or dogs who are good with puppies and allow your puppy to practice biting on other dogs or other puppies. Play bite. It's a play bite. It's not a real bite. It's just the biting that they practice it because dogs are animals. Animals are hunters. Dogs are hunters. Hunters, they do bite other animals to, unfortunately, kill and eat. So biting is something that is like breeding for dogs. It's normal, right? And they have to practice bite inhibition. We call that bite inhibition on other dogs, with other dogs. And you may say, oh, my puppy is not vaccinated yet. The vet told me not to take it out and this and that. Ignore all those information. Those are outdated information. Uh, those are old informations. It doesn't work anymore. We need to take puppies out. This is the age and the stage of their lives that they need to be socializing, biting, practicing all those social skills with other dogs. This is the opportunity. This is the time. If you miss it, you lose the window of opportunity, and it becomes an issue in near future. Most dogs also that you see on the streets, 9 out of 10, is because they're antisocial. And the reason they are antisocial because first of all, when they were puppies, they didn't have an opportunity to socialize properly with other dogs, other puppies, other people, other sub objects, and things like that. And one of the reasons for that is because vets tell dog owners not to allow the puppy to be exposed outdoors, which is the wrong information. It's very old information. We need to change that. Dog owners need to understand the value of socialization. they need to put that aside and understand the fact that the puppy, your puppy, when it was born, mom already uh, gave your puppy immunity from through its milk, through its everything that it went through inside and outside when it came to this world. Its mom has provided antibiotics and antivirus, all the protections for the next year until the puppy is capable of eating solid food and further. So this is known. This is a fact now. We have to understand this, that you don't need to vaccinate your puppy at young age either. So my main solution for biting is just take your puppy out, let the puppy practice on other puppies and other good dogs instead of your arms, your hand, and your furniture. Uh, at the other times that puppies and dogs are not available, provide lots of chew toys, uh, uh, raw bones, all kinds of things that you can redirect the behavior to something else, not to your arms and furniture. And the third solution would be to keep your puppy in a crate. Crate is a great training environment, training solution as well. Uh, Whenever your puppy is um not playing, eating, um, interacting with its environment and exploring, should be in a crate, sleeping and being away from causing any trouble or causing any stress in itself. Crates provide lots of opportunity for the puppies to sleep. Puppies need to sleep 18 hours a day. Believe it or not, many dog owners don't allow the puppies to sleep 18 hours a day. They need to sleep, recover, heal, grow. It's a lot. There are lots of benefits when puppies sleep. So all this, I know it's a lot, but yes, you can do it as long as you do the right thing. I hope that that answered your question. Imelda says, thank you. We've been reconsidering and thinking this is not the best way, the treat trading. Yes, that kibble treats is not a good method. Yeah, unfortunately, some dog trainers as well, they will suggest, oh, when you're training your puppy or your dog, use the portion of the food that you're feeding your dog, the kibble that you're using as a training reward. Again, in my opinion, when it's time to eat, you have to let your dog or your puppy to eat. Just leave it alone. It's their food. Would you like me to come and grab your food? Oh, no, you don't eat all of it. Just eat a little bit of this. I'll give you the rest. Later. Just ruins your appetite. Appetite ruins your food. You ruins your joy of eating. There's a there's a time to eat. There's a time to train. There's a time to play. There's a time to sleep. There's all kinds of times, right? So just when it comes to eating, let your dog to eat, especially puppies. Puppies, they need to eat a lot. They're growing up. Don't mess up with their food. Don't get the food. Don't make the food or treat to become an issue for your dog. Most There are some puppies who, when they are born, um, they're having a hard time to get food from mom. They can't grab the mom's teeth to get food, so they become very sensitive about food. It becomes an issue for them. They have a hard time finding food. And then they come to homes of humans, and then people start doing stuff like that with food. It just messes up your dog's psychology, messes up your dog's mentality, but humans and food and everything else. Once you screw that up, start screwing up other stuff too. John Cipolla is in the house. Says hello, everybody. Hello, John. It's, good to see you. No worries, you're late, but that's good that you went for an extra walk. It's a beautiful day, hopefully. Rue does well at night outside the crate, doesn't even cause trouble, but when I leave the house, I cried crater. Yes, that's a good idea. It's a good idea to leave a dog or a puppy in a crate when you're not home. It's just much safer. They don't get into trouble. Yes, everybody could sleep 18 hours. Sleep is very good for humans too. Humans, dogs, they need to sleep. We used to think that sleep was bad thing. Only dead people sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead. But the reality is, sleep is very good if you could get it's very important, it's very healthy, it's very beneficial if you could get as much as you could, 6, 8, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day. If you could sleep, that's do it. Don't feel bad sleeping. uh, Being busy is not a good thing. Doing something all the time is not a good thing. Take time to slow down, and change the way you think about activities and sleep. Do the opposite. If you are so busy with life now, try to change it to make it more manageable and calmer. John says, I mix carrot in her food once in a while for texture. Yeah, I would suggest to shred it if you're giving carrots. And they have a hard time digesting the fiber and the texture of the carrot. It's easier if you could either shred it or juice it, like pulp it in a way. It's easier, and also they get more benefit out of it. What was that? For digestion, yeah. Otherwise, it will come out. Yeah, otherwise it goes in and comes out without having any uh, benefits to health. Emelda, any suggestion for crate training without treats? Yes. So crates are something that you have to understand two things. One is your puppy or your dog den kind of dog or not? What that means is some animals, some dogs, they are den dogs, den animals. They love closed, small environments. They enjoy that. For example, my Harvey, he will go in a crate once in a while on his own because he wants to be alone. He wants to be separated. He had enough. He wants privacy. He just wants to take it easy. So he goes in a crate. And most of the time, actually, he closes the door to behind him, and he's in there. I have a picture of it. And there are other dogs who are not den dogs. What that means is they don't like that environment, right? So you have to understand, you have to learn whether your puppy is yes or no, it likes it or not, doesn't like it. So my suggestion is put the crate, get an ideal crate for your puppy. So your puppy at the moment is this much, but remember in 2 years, for example, in a year and a half, it'll be this much, right? So you want to make sure that you get a crate that fits this size of dog. Don't get it for now this size and then later on keep buying more and more crates. Just buy a crate that you think that in future is going to fit your dog, and let your puppy grow in that crate. That becomes its home. So you buy the right crate, put it in the middle of the living room or wherever the puppy is hanging out most of the time. Leave the door open and see if your puppy voluntarily or automatically goes in there on its own. If it and just leave it there. You don't have to put treats in the crate. You don't have to put toys or anything like that. Um, just let it be there for a few days, not just 1 day or 2 days, just for a few days. Just leave it there. See if your puppy shows any interest in that crate, in that den. If it shows interest and goes in there, that means likes den, likes to be private, likes to have privacy. So just then you can start using that crate uh, more and more and often in the bedroom and everywhere and wherever your puppy wants to be. If you see that your puppy is not showing any interest in the crate, then you have to kind of encourage it to start liking it. And crate training is something that I usually, if it comes to puppies who are not very into crate, I would say first thing that you want to do is make sure that your puppy or your dog is exercise, nice and mentally, physically, emotionally tired, and then just invite it in there. A tired dog will sleep anywhere. You just invite it in there, put a nice cushion inside, nice, make it nice and cozy. And whenever you have your puppy is exercised and nice and tired, just invite it in there or just guide it there gently and maybe even pick it up and put it in there. And they're going to start learning, oh, this is so good. This is nice and cozy, quiet. I can sleep forever in here. That's how you train a dog or puppy to like crates. Not with treats, not with force, not with bribing. Once you understand the psychology behind it, it's much easier, right? I hope that makes sense. Yeah, right. That's a good way of putting John. Sleep, it's a mini vacation. Exactly. He wants in the action outside and with us all the time. Oh, so this is a good point that you're bringing. Puppies, they want to do things. They want to get involved. Yes, it's good. You have to create boundaries. You have to create limitations. You have to create uh, limits. This is what you're going to do, and this is what not you're going to do. Uh, just because your puppy wants to do everything, it doesn't mean that you have to do it, allow it to do it. You have to create an environment and a situation that your puppy has an opportunity to relax. So, for example, me in doing this live session now, and calmly I'm sitting here and you know uh, talking to you. My dogs are lying down nicely here and resting, right? So I'm creating this environment that it allows them to rest. But in an hour or so, I'll be going and starting working in the yard. I'll be working in the yard doing things. So, especially my Annie, she wants to come and join me, and I will allow that. I will allow that to come and get active with me, be busy with me, because that stimulates her, gives her an opportunity to physically and mentally get stimulated. But also, you have to remember, as a puppy owner, you took responsibility of taking care of this puppy, so you have to create environment and times and a situation that the puppy can rest. You're raising a baby, you're raising a puppy. You have to give on importance to this stuff, and you can't be yourself busy 24/7 yourself. You have to take it easy. Having a puppy is a good opportunity to slow down and take it easy and say, you know what, I have to take care of this baby. This baby is more important than anything else. If it is the most important thing for you, you would do anything that it takes. If you're busy with your work and you can't slow down, I suggest you shouldn't have had that puppy. You don't have the time for a puppy. And if you're busy, but you can stop and pause and not work as much as you used to, take that time and take care of your puppy. It changes your life, it changes your puppy's life. I had a client many years ago from doggy daycare. They had a golden retriever, and the owner took a year off to look after the puppy.
Raise.
What?
To raise.
Yeah, to raise the puppy. For a year, she stopped working. She didn't go to work. She stayed home to raise and take care of the puppy. Um,
Yes.
and believe it or not, that was when we were running our doggy daycare. That dog became the best dog throughout the 16 years that I've been operating that doggy daycare. That dog was the best dog. No one could top that goodness of that dog. Not only was calm, relaxed, well horse trained, social, well behaved, obedient, everything. It was just the best dog. You didn't have to worry about that dog at all. Just because the owner took the time to take care of it, right? I had another case that, when the client of mine, she was lobbying for the opportunity to, whenever you have a puppy, just like when you have baby, you give birth and you have a baby and you have, what do you call that? You have, I think, 6 to 12 months of maternity leave. Yes, yeah, she wanted to call it paternity leave, uh, and I agree with that. I fully support that. People should be putting that much emphasis on having a puppy. It's not an easy thing to do. Many people that don't dedicate or invest in their puppy. You invest 1 year of your dog's life of taking care of it, training it, working with it, socializing it, looking after it, and then you will have 15 years of peace and serenity, especially if you do everything right for that first year. If you do everything properly, if you raise it properly, if you stop over vaccinating the puppy, if you feed the puppy the right diet, if you train it using the right method without the use of treats or force or domination, if you socialize that puppy, if you exercise that puppy properly, wow, you're going to have the best dog in the neighborhood. And my goal is to create that community in our communities, that 10 out of 10 dogs are good dogs. You can walk on the street knowing that no dog will react at your dog, or your dog is not going to react at other dogs. You don't need to avoid dogs. You don't need to walk the dogs in early in the morning and late at night when there is no dogs. And people do this. They go through all these hassles just because, first of all, they don't know what they're supposed to do, and second of all, they do the wrong. Even if they're doing something, they're doing the wrong thing. So yes, if your puppy wants to do everything, no, you gotta, just like kids. You don't just let them go and party all night. You don't, hopefully, you don't let them go and drink and drive. You don't let them do drugs. You don't let them go and play all day long. You don't let them play video games all day long. You create that boundaries. No, this is what you do. Go to your room and do this or do that, or don't do anything. You got to create boundaries, solutions, and opportunities for your puppy to understand that, first of all, My human cares about me, and my human is telling me to do this and that, so I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to have, it's telling me to take it easy. I'm going to take a break and relax. Oh, I love this human. He's looking after me. Imagine if you do stuff like that, you're improving the relationship as well. Don't feel bad saying no to your puppy. Don't feel bad saying no to your dog. Most dog owners, they say, oh, it's going to break my dog's soul and spirit if I say no. It's going to hate me. It's going to pack the bags and leave the house. It's the opposite is true. The more no's you say to your dog, the better they feel. That's reality. That's what dogs all are about. Humans hate to be told what to do, hate to be told no, fortunately or unfortunately. And dogs, fortunately or unfortunately, they love to be told what to do. They love to be told, don't do this or don't do that, because it gives them clarity. If you don't tell your dog what to do, they will do 10 things at once. They would love to do 10 things at once. And all those 10 things would be the wrong things to do, especially dogs in human society. But if you tell your dog what to do, you're allowing your puppy or your dog to do one thing, and that brings clarity, peace, quality of life. So instead of thinking about doing 10 things, they're focused on one thing, and they love that. They would love you for that if you tell them to do one thing. Go to sleep, go for a walk, go play, go eat, one thing at a time. Humans like to do multitasking, horrible thing. Again, another misunderstanding. Just like sleep, you got to multitask. We've been told that you got to multitask. No, just do one thing. Do one thing and get good at one thing and then move on to the next thing. Don't multitask, because when you multitask, everything that you're doing at that moment sucks. But when you do one thing, you focus on one thing, it becomes perfect. It becomes the best. So think of it the same way with your puppy. Slow down, tell it to do this or that, create peace and quiet for 18 hours. Come up with a way that your puppy can sleep for 18 hours. Puppies need to sleep 18 hours, even 20 hours. Some puppies need to sleep 20 hours. And then when they grow older, 6 months and older, then you can let them sleep 14 to 16 hours. My dog, Harvey, he'll sleep all the time. He'll eat, play, do his walk, get his walk and all that, and the rest is sleeping. And I'm learning so much from him. He tells me, take it easy, don't do much. That's what we have to learn from our dogs. We can learn so much from our dogs. All right, while I'm working, Ruth will actually close the door behind her in the crate as well. It's hysterical. When I'm talking, I hear her snoring away. Yeah, my Harvey is snoring as well too. I used to play fetch with her, tossing the toy in the crate to get her used to it. That's a good idea too. That's another way of making it fun for the puppy to learn that crate is a fun place to be. She is starting to cuddle up on a blanket rather than chewing or pissing on it. These are great feedback, John. I'm loving it. My Harvey is here. He came to say hi. Yeah, his nose, big old nose. Room met 2 greyhounds and a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel today. Oh, that's great. Imelda is saying this is very encouraging. Yeah, I'm glad that that's happening. I hope that I gave you some good vibe, energy to get started on your puppy raising and puppy training. Nice. communication. That's a good thing to do. All right. I think that's all for today. Questions. I loved talking. I always love talking about dogs. And you are one of those who hasn't subscribed to the channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the all notification as well to get notified as soon as I go live or I post my next video. Speaking of next video, my next video would be on Tuesday. I hope you can watch it. You will watch it. Please share this video. Please share my upcoming videos. Please share this channel. Give it a like. Let the algorithm of YouTube figure out that this is an important video. This is a good video and you benefited from it. And let's share it with others. Let YouTube understand that this is a good video so you can promote to others as well. I hope you had a good day today, and I will see you next time. And until next time, have fun with your dog.